influence, yeah. See me moving, yeah, I glow up. Every time I show up, I can flip my switch out. They act like they know us, but they ain't no dog, I'm big dog. Asking if it's still a flex, say they better go ask Booyah. Never think I'm gon' check, better pull up like whoa. Come to place and I'm the best, I ain't worried about none who y'all. 24, no rest, stand on business, I'm too tall. Thought you was a threat, I do real life, do no tip attack. On the internet, we don't do that, see I've been a threat, and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that way, I'm catching checks, I don't owe no debts, I've been through that, see you SOS. SOS, SOS, see you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, 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 see you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it. All in for the jackpot. Every time I want the last shot. Championship ring. Rank starter from a mascot. Went to Rollies from a G-Shock. Brand new kettle, no teapot. You should know I don't play. Go sicko mode like I'm T-Scott. Eagle vision from the treetops. Went to image from a green dot. Never had no limit, but I had some Reeboks. Keep it humble, but the fees not. In the game, no free spots. But I earn what's mine. Nothing less, I'ma shine. SOS, thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tip attack. On the internet, we don't do that. See, I've been a threat, and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that way, I'm catching checks. I don't owe no debts, I've been through that. See you SOS. SOS, SOS, see you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, 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 see you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun of 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice swole, ice swole, ice swole. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Good morning all. Yes sir, yes sir. Hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Make sure everything's working. Happy Monday to everyone. Hope you all had a good weekend. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what we have going on for today. And start here. So we start off with the calendar as usual here. Monday, pretty much clean. A little bit of, what a weird time, 29. Levy 29. So 10:29 we have, actually they changed it to all day. Let's check what Financial Juice is saying. Financial Juice, that's such a weird time. If it's gonna be, hopefully they changed it. Eurozone 12, German import prices, fine. It's 4 o'clock. Okay, 4 o'clock is fine. We can handle 4 o'clock. That's outside of the session. So let's have a look what we got going on. And yeah, let's start off from the daily time frame here. So previous daily on GJ closing bullish here. Today we have the monthly candle close. Going to be interesting to see how this monthly candle closes. Does it actually maybe close below resistance? How far are we away? 81 pips, definitely doable in a day. Not crazy. We're approaching this daily support here. Let's put this here, daily support. DS. Let's see what 4 hours saying. Approaching to that mess right here. We are mixed session bias today. I think GJ is pretty simplistic today. I'm not going to be trading GJ as much. I think there's more opportunity on gold. We're already 7 months into the year, and I'm seeing the statistics on GJ just really inconsistent. So it's much better to stick to gold and DAX. But I will analyze it because I know some of you guys like to trade it. But I'm only going to be taking like super solid options. So for me, it's pretty simple today, to be honest. I'm looking for a pullback either to get in for continuations or sells below this previous 1 hour. That's pretty much it. Since we're mixed bias, I would need to see proper change of structure, right? Proper change of structure for buys. Otherwise, I'm more on the sell side here, looking for that pullback to get into sells. So let's have a look at gold here. On the other hand, gold daily time frame. We start from weekly here. Weekly time frame closing bearish, breaking this structural point, but still in our main structural point. Daily time frame now breaking strong daily structure here. We have retested this previous, bouncing off it now. 4 hour change of structure as well, which looks very nice for a potential bounce here. We did have this previous 4 hour support here. Want to see if we had any problems here. T4S. And now we're looking like we're heading towards the upside. We have a 1 hour. Yeah, we did have a 1 hour there. We have a 1 hour, previous 1 hour here. P1. And then we actually have this one here. 1 hour. Looking at 30-minute here. Same thing on 30-minute. Same thing on 15-minute here. We are pushing into this 15-minute zone. Ideally, I'd like to see this reject in 5 minutes and close below. Create more structure, and then I take buys. We are mixed session bias, so if sells do want to happen today, I mean, I like this change of structure. Like, I don't want to sell too fast just right now. Probably want to see at least a 30-minute strong close bearish, and then I will see about selling. For the buys though, like I said, I would prefer this candle reject in the next 5 minutes, so we create structure here. And with that structure, I can take buys above here to fill the range and fill this wick that will be left. Right now, with this candle close here, could be an option. Let's measure. 29.40. Damn, it's not really making too much sense. Let's come back to it in 5 minutes and see what we can do. We have more ranges above the previous 1 hour. We have this 1 hour resistance here, which is correct. And yeah, let's come back to it after the close here and then see what's going on with that. So let's have a look at DAX here. DAX weekly time frame closing bullish here, strong support on the weekly. Bring back this weekly resistance up here. WR monthly candles, of course, closing. We'll see how this monthly candle closes. Doji bullish. What's going to happen today? Daily time frame closing bullish here. Nipple wick on the candle here. We have this previous daily right here. PDS. We're going to move this down to match the daily, which was the same. It's just we marked it on the weekly, so a little bit of gap. 4 hour actually did create resistance here. So we are not bullish bias. So it doesn't mean straight up today. 4S is here. And then we have one more 4 hour resistance here. Would be nice if we had today bullish bias. It would be very easy to buy. But today we might actually pull back. There's a potential we pull back. For DAX, I'll be looking for buys above this highs here. Now these sells here, I wonder if it's a lot of momentum towards the upside. It does look like nice sells. But are we ready? Are we ready to sell off on DAX from here? Why would we sell off here? What's the reason to sell off here? We're not at daily resistance. Change of structure under 4-hour support. Not on 4-hour though. 4-hour respected that support. We retested it. If you imagine this candle flipped, it will start to look like a setup 3. Right? If you draw the candle and you imagine it flipped, it actually changes how price looks. If you imagine it like that, you see? So if you imagine it ended up looking like this, it's another retest and then it's grabbing liquidity. So end of month profit taking, but why profit take before the highs? You know, why here? They have more room, right? So honestly, could be dangerous to try sell the lows. I would prefer to see more structure formed or 5-minute structure below here. That would be nice to see. 5-minute structure below here. Change the structure below. Yeah, that makes sense. And then the buys above here I do like as well. Just watch this 15-minute here. That's why it's better to have like a 30 or a 1-hour close above. It'd be interesting to see how this 1-hour close in 2 minutes. Looks like it is going to close bullish. That would give more signals for upside pressure than downside pressure. And then we take it from there. And see what ends up happening. But it is inherently mixed here. So yeah, pretty simple markup for DAX. Kind of a scenario of buys above, sells below, but I'm more convinced on the buys than I am for the sells. Alright, I'm more convinced on these buys above here than I am on the sells. Like this. So we're gonna see about the sells and then see what ends up happening. Set up 5 for me and 5, yeah, but we don't want to be trading in the range here when we have massive breakout ranges, because in the range could be where it picks its decision, right? We could try to make a decision right now. We could go up, we could go down. So let's avoid that decision of 50-50 and let it show us, does it want to go up, does it want to go down? And that's the difference between how people lose in a range and how sometimes a trader can be more on top of the market, is to be like, especially when we have two directions of opportunity. If today was straight buys, then 100% we're trying to get into buys, we trust the buys. But today when we are considering to sell here, what if you buy and that sell actually happens? You lose that. You take a sell, you lose the sell. We come back in the range, you try to take a buy, then the sells actually end up happening. You end up losing this buy here. You took the sell here, you lost the sell or break even. You took a buy back inside the range. Now you lost the buy. You're cooked for the day. Whereas I would have just taken the sell here with the change of structure. And that's it. You know? So then I end up being ahead. So yeah. So that's the analysis here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Gold did what I wanted it to do. Remember I talked about it not closing above. So that's nice to see. This is the scenario I was talking about. So right now I wouldn't mind this next 15 here closing actually bearish. 1 hour is a good close, but below resistance. 30-minute needs structure, so I prefer to see it close bearish the next candle here, so that we could have one more structure / liquidity grab. Then I take the buys above here. If this closes somewhere here, like let's say if this closes somewhere right here, yeah, it's potential we could take it. Stops won't be that bad. Depends on the next candle bottom wick, right? Depends on the bottom wick. So we'll see how that ends up forming. But that's the overall analysis here. GJ kind of reaching target, so you need to wait a little bit for now. Gold is rejected target, so let's see how it ends up forming. And then DAX we just discussed there. So let's see how the markets end up playing out, and we take it from there. So appreciate all of you guys showing up for the analysis. Hopefully it's all loud and clear, everything makes sense. If it does, leave a like on the stream. Any questions you have, pop them in chat, and let's get this day started. And yeah, if we can get the likes up to 100, I would appreciate it. You know the drill, guys. Hate to say it, part of the game, the YouTube business. So would appreciate that, and yeah, let's get started. You think the last day of the month is slow and unpredictable? No, not necessarily. It all depends on the market itself. It is the last day of the month, so this is not any time to try make back all your month losses, to try make your month your best profitable month. No, don't ruin your month on the last day by trying anything silly, but trade it like a normal day. If you had a great month, you can even take this day off, right? Because you had a great month. Take the day off. No need to push anything. Just come back tomorrow. Have a long weekend, right? That's sometimes a nice thing to do. Remember, we want to trade to create time for ourselves as well, and also to have balance between not being overly consumed by the market that you start to make mistakes, because you're more than likely to make a mistakes when you put a deadline. And if the end of the month is a deadline for you, then that's where you're probably going to push yourself over the edge and do something stupid most of the time. Wouldn't it be better above previous 15, not 4 hour? That's not there on a 1 hour. It's not there on a 30 minute. It's not there on a 5 minute as well. So I want to kind of trade to that, because if it's not there on a majority of time frames, then I feel like if we are going to continue up today, then why is it not going to push through it? If this is going to be the catalyst to reverse the whole price today, then we were just going to be wrong anyways, and we could just manage the trade there on 1 minute. Maybe you lose only 2 to 3 points. Instead of waiting for a close above here and find price up here, you miss the whole move, you know? So instead, if we get like a close like this, you can trade to it. If it starts to reject it and you see change of structure, fine, get out. Maybe you lose 3-4 pips. Maybe you get break even if the structure was formed nicely, which is still worth it to get the shot to push through and then see the continuation. Now, if price just blasts straight through it right now, then yeah, you will be looking for above that. But until we see that, then we can adjust our plan. How are we looking at God? I don't think you can see God. Hi, previous daily closed negative, but the nature of the candle is bullish. So what do we consider this candle, bullish or bearish price? Consider it doji. You cancel it out and you use 4 hour candles. So whenever, let's see how it looks. By the way, you sent me a docs. Just send me a screenshot. No need to send me a Word document. You can just go here to the camera, click the camera, and then click copy link and paste that link. So if you look at the daily candle here, that's bearish. That's bearish, right? That's clearly bearish. So for me, that's bearish. You have a resistance. If it looks something super doji, then you look at the candle before. You start to tell the story. If you check out the WOP content, one of the main things I talk about in the WOP content like this, if it closes like this, you tell the story. So what's the story here, right? How did this daily candle close? What is happening on 4 hour time frame? Where are we in terms of market positioning? You tell the story, can help you with bias, but you just cancel it out because it did nothing. But this is bearish. Then you look at 4 hour time frame, it's bullish, so mixed bias today would be for me. Mixed bias. So gold broke the high here, rejecting. Please, do you draw analysis, support, and resistance? Why do you draw that in gold? Because I need to know where's my resistance. You can see we're struggling here, right? Price is rejecting. Why? Because I know what this is. This is a resistance, right? Harry, you flip a coin, head 100 million, tail 0. No play, 1 million. Would you play? Depends on my financial situation. Depends on my financial situation. Depends how much 1 million is worth to me at the time. So 1 to 10 odds with 50-50%. So if I have disposable income of $1 million, then yeah, it would be worth it in my opinion. It would be worth it in my opinion for 100 million to 10x my money. I would take a 50-50 shot. Bro, can you explain key levels? Yeah, key levels are just whole numbers. So on gold, it's 90, 95 every $5. On something like GJ, it's 0.500. On DAX, key levels are not that important, but I find like the whole hundreds are very important, like 24,000, 23,000, 24,500 maybe, you know, but they're very far away from each other. It's not as important as like in gold. I say gold, I see it has the most relevance. Five-minute too aggressive, right? Because it closed above seams on broker. Take it, man. I'm not gonna stop you. Take it, take it. If that's what you're looking for. It even closed above on here. I'm just marking the 4 hour because not above on 4 hour. It just slightly is. Let's see 4 hour on broker. If you trust there to be a massive push like that straight, then yeah, no top wick you don't mind. Gap down you don't mind. Sure. So option for you. I can't tell you the probabilities of that long term, unfortunately. It's below on my broker. It's below. So if your plan is to buy at 4 hour resistance long term, then yeah, if you have tests on that, if you can prove to me that buying at 4 hour resistance is profitable, take it. Otherwise, it shouldn't even be a consideration, and your mind plays tricks, right? You just start to blur out stuff that doesn't make sense. You can answer that question before you even ask it. Because you would never ask that question if it rejected from here. Right? This is the worst mindset you can have as a trader. is if this rejected, it never even comes in your mind that, oh Harry, was that an option? I know it failed, but was that an option? I never heard anyone ask me that. Only when something pushes or something goes in profit, then do people ask, oh, was that a way in? Yeah, because now you see it play out. But you should know before. The question should always be before. Right? This is super important. Never think about, was that a way in after the event? You should only think about, was that a way in before? If you're asking yourself after, means you had no idea. Right? I never question myself after the event. I always see it before. I see how it played out. And then I question after that. But if that was never a consideration before, it's never a position you should worry about or consider because you didn't even plan it. Right? And this is what happens probably to you, is you're seeing stuff like this and then you're going and taking bad decisions. Because I can put money on it, and I know for a fact if you go copy this same position right now, you take it, you're gonna lose. I've proven that on stream. You've proven that to yourself. Why? Because you're buying at 4-hour resistance. We know long-term buying at 4-hour resistance is never a good idea. It's never a good idea to buy at 4 hours. See the 50-minute close here in about 2 minutes here. Right markup. Let's have a look. 1 hour weekly, you have this. 1 hour there, that looks correct. So let's compare to mine, right? You can compare to mine. You marked a 4 hour. Where are you getting this 4 hour from? These ones up here? Yeah, that's fine to keep that on. This 4 hour, I don't know where this is. 302. I think that's wrong. There's nothing at 302. It's a 1 hour. There's no 4 hour at 302. What charts are you using? Forex.com? Yeah, change your Forex.com. That's why. Forex.com is not accurate. Use Owanda or use PYTH. And then you'll see it's not there. So it is probably right, but just because their 4 hour candles close a different time. But the rest looks fine. The rest looks good. Are you done with GJ now? So I've looked at the statistics throughout the year and it works. It's still profitable, but it doesn't pay nowhere as near. Like we can go through it together. If we look at DAX here, my average return on DAX is 12. So 12 of what I actually put in. And I have a 73% win rate on DAX, but my returns is higher. If you take something like gold, my win rate is 77% and my returns is 10, right? So a little bit less than DAX, but higher win rate. Look at GJ. GJ returns is way lower and the win rate is 71, and that's just because it doesn't give as much opportunities as it used to back in the days. Like here, if you look, I only used to trade GJ, only GJ. Look how little gold. GJ used to have like 85% win rate, 90% win rate. So it makes a massive difference. Massive difference. So whenever you see something, it's like holding on to an X, like, no point. No point of wasting time. We have this little resistance here. I'd feel more comfortable something closing above this resistance before taking buys, just because we haven't made any structure. And this is a double rejection now. If something is rejecting twice, it is giving me more signs that there's weakness. And that double rejection can be seen now on the 15-minute. So, I don't, without having a close above here, how can I expect this if price is not showing me momentum or not showing me structure for continuation? Because if there was good momentum and there was good structure for continuation, then we would just see one of these candles, either this 5-minute or the one before, close above. But both of them have rejected, showing me more signs of rejection compared to bullish pressure. So I'm not completely off GJ, but I'm gonna trade it less. Like I'm not gonna be intensively looking for positions. Am I able to copy your journal? Yes, I've explained 100 times. File, make a copy. It's very easy. Let's see what's going on with DAX. I mean, breakout trades could be an option. It obviously made a decision what direction it wanted to go. Set up one on gold. Did you hear what I was just talking about on gold right now? About the structure, the rejections? A good drill is to, whatever I say, if you want to comprehend it, write it back to me in the chat. That's a great way to learn. It's like, okay, he just explained something. I want to write it back to me in the chat. That's a good way for me to see if what I said you understood. And B, it's good to check it out. You only said what I wrote. Nope, I agreed with it, and I gave more detail as to why. You just said 15 was not enough, but why? People need to know why. Is there any video about Pip Labs and how to use it? I want to buy it ASAP. Yep, any backtesting video on my channel, recent one, is going to show Pip Labs. So my most recent backtesting video is going to be this one right here. So I'm going to share it in chat. That will also show you how to use the simulator. But this is not a bad thing to go back down and make structure. The more structure we have, the better the trade is going to be. Well, probability wise, doesn't mean it's going to push the TP, but at least we have a better idea. I think after this liquidity grab, a 5 close above would be enough. I'm even thinking, will 5 break of high be enough? After now we've done the second liquidity grab. Maybe like a cheeky 1 minute close. We'll see. Stop loss would be a current candle stop. 34, break even here at around 25. We'd actually break even, yeah. What setup is gold giving us? If you listen, you can hear what I'm talking about right now. That is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about gold. Setup 3 with a 5 minute close would be very juicy. A lot of confirmation there. Liquidity grab, setup 3, 5 minute closing above. That would be pretty nice. That's something I would like. But you know, with mixed session bias, this daily close is definitely, you know, if you think about it like this, okay, let's remove drawings. Yes, we have retested there, but we're also now retesting this previous resistance here. You see this whole rubbish here we're retesting now. So at this spot here, we could find some rejection and end up retesting here lower before maybe trying some upside. So I'm not going to rule out the sells. I'm not going to rule out the sells. If we start to break down below these lows here, basically where I have this 15, it could also work. Yeah, that previous weekly is there, right? Oh, where we are now is the previous weekly, yes. And then this 15. So if we start to break below this 15, it wouldn't be crazy to try retrace for a retest down to this 4 hour. Because look, we could easily retest this 4 hour and then continue up. Because why, like gold doesn't have to, you can see what it does, right? It does these change of structure. The same thing people would have said here. Oh, price should just continue up now and retrace this whole move. What happened? It looked really bullish, and in one candle, it changed that. We made a lower high and made a new low. The same price action can come. Change of structure. We get this little push now. We start to reject. We could see a little bit of downside. I want you to focus on this candle right here. I'm going to show you this candle. I want you guys to focus on this candle right here. This one that happened after the change of structure. So what happened here? We broke change of structure, and you guys need to notice these details. Okay, no one's really gonna explain this for you, especially for free. You guys should leave a like for that, but I don't even know why I'm going into this much detail for you guys. You probably don't care, but some do, and that's what matters. The guys in exclusive do, but check this out. We change structure here. What happens next? Candle closes bearish, but what happened during the candle? Broke the high. Where did it retest, guys? Look where it retested, the previous 4 hour structure. So this candle actually went down. So as a session trader, even though it looked like it was an upside move, your session could be the part of this retest, especially with mixed bias, right? Because that, in terms of probability, allows us to do that. You see? So that's what's important, is you can keep open the sells. See what's going on here. Rejecting for the third time now. Third time. Showing me a lot of bearish pressure here. See if it closes above in 20 seconds though. We'll see if it closes above. Break of high is tempting. Yeah, I think we should wait for a close above the 5 for sure. I mean, the more this rejects, if this ends up getting below here, the more interested I am in selling it. I think that would make sense for sales. There is a bird near you. There's too many trees nearby. Yes. I have trees around where I live. I don't like to live in condensed areas with old buildings around me. It's a vibe, but I like to have trees and stuff like that. I think it's nice. So I choose to be around trees. And yes, there is a bird in that tree, which is healthy. I white noise it. For me, it's just normal. Could you review this markup? Let's have a look. Euro dollar 15 looks correct. Hour, I don't know. 4 hour, I don't know. 1 hour, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines is good. Let me quickly go through it. So your 4 hours should be here. Your 4 hour support is here. It's correct. See the 1 hours. Your amount of lines is great. This 1 hour should be there. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. That's perfect. This is how you want your markup. The same amount of lines. Like people marking more than this, but this is good. Well done. Good job. So we'll see if we can keep that consistent. DAX coming back towards the highs now. We just retested the resist, not retested, but tested the resistance for the first time here. Do we reject or do we get above 3 minutes? We can see in 3 minutes. Do we have any drama here to the left? Does that previous zone cross through 1 wick, retested here? Question is, how much bullish momentum do we have today? Can we just blast through these levels? Maybe this becomes an issue, maybe. We just put a small box. Is this enough structure is also the second question that's going through my head. Is this enough? 32 for 29 to the 15. Harry, my markups are always wrong. I just marked before your live. How can I fix it? The best way to fix it is to have someone to give you feedback to see what to fix, because maybe you're marking too much. I can give you some tips. Some tips to markup would be try to stick to 6 lines, no more than that. Mark the most recent support and resistance, and that's really the tips, man. Watch my YouTube videos as well. That's gonna help you, but you need feedback. Feedback is gonna be the best way. The same way that he just sent me his chart, I can go and physically check what's wrong and what's right. So that's what's going to be important. I first get biased, then do the markup, whatever is necessary. Is that okay? That is the correct way. Not only okay, it is the correct way. You really lost your touch in the markets win rate this month. So 2 years of trading, I've lost my touch in the markets? I don't think so, man. And I've won quite well this month. I'm up for this month in profits. I wonder how you're doing this month. I hope you're doing well in your trading. And that's the best I can wish for you, bro. That's the best. So important for me is that I'm up. As Mirko said, NYSE, New York session, been killing. All the guys cooking on DAX. We've cooked on US 30. 100% win rate this month on US 30. Not one loss this month on US 30. DAX, did you guys lose on DAX as well in New York session? I don't think I've seen a loss on DAX in New York session. No, right? Yeah, 100% New York session indices as well. So I don't think we've lost touch with the markets. I think London session has been a bit more inconsistent for sure. I'll agree with that. But hey, not every month is going to be easy. If that was the case, then everyone would be a freaking trader, right? But not many can survive. So there's a reason why I've been on stream for 2 years, man. There's a reason why I've been on stream for 2 years, showing my consistency month-to-month basis. Not many people can do that. Harry, hearing from a lot of YouTubers that the last calendar year has been very hard to trade. I don't think it's been hard to trade. I think there's been some shifts. But for me, January, February, March, rocket, man. Really good stuff. Even April was good. May was good. Only June. I mean, so 1 month out of the rest has been great, man. You fell off, Harry? What do you think about ORB strategy? I'm making a video about that this week. I'm making a video about that this week. So we're going to have a look. So 30-minute closed here. Still no 5, man. Still no 5. Lot of rejection. Lot of rejection. We do have the 30, man, but no 30 pullbacks, right? So it could just be like this, you know? Like, if there was 30 structure, no brainer. Take the trade. Because we have 30 structure, everything looks good. But how do you know it's not going to reject the highs again? You know? So if we're going to be safe, the best thing is going to be to wait 3 minutes to see if there's a close. Impulsively taking it at this high is also an option. But you are just relying on what? That's the question you need to ask yourself. What do you end up relying on if you take it the break of that high? What do you rely on? Nothing, right? There's not too much. Maybe you just say, I rely on a 30-minute close. But is the 30-minute close that important? Because there's no structure. We've already done how much of a push. Look where you're buying. You're literally buying the highest point of the market. So you realize that that 30-minute close, although helps the buy scenario, is still not giving us too much confirmation. Whereas a 5-minute close above, we can argue and we can say, now we're relying on the first break of structure on a 5, right after this consolidation phase. That's what we're relying on. Is it much to rely on? Not really, but it's better than nothing, right? So this is, I see, Tony, this is what's happening probably, is you're starting to make these simple stuff, you know, a lot of stuff like, okay, 30 close, need to get in. Look at the 30, man. Just think back to when you were trading before, man. You wouldn't consider this. Look at the 30, man. Just look. Harry, was the second trade on DAX Friday valid? Let's have a look, man. No, because of the push we had already. This one was not valid. And this was straight into a 30-minute zone. So you have to go break even. It's valid if you went break even. Yes, if you didn't go break even, very hard. Very hard if you didn't go break even. Let's see, 1 minute here. Let's see if it pushes through or not. With 1 minute here, definitely was worth it to wait. You didn't even have 1 minute close below. But this is sometimes where you can get annoyed that, hey, I should have taken it impulsively. I'd be up 7 pips. Okay, yeah, you'd be up 7 pips. Great. But remember what we just said a couple of minutes ago. What did you rely on? It's harder position to take. So this is the difference between trading with probabilities and trading with guesswork. And the time you watch this position probably will play out, but the time you enter it, you lose because you're going against market probabilities. So yeah, shame. Timing again, last 1 minute, but this is nothing new. We've experienced this whole month, the same thing. So you can't let these things annoy you because it's been like this all month. So you end up trading with probabilities and you find that when you're not taking trades, that is when you start to win. Because you're protecting yourself from a potential probability. And that's it. You keep trading super simple like that. No rush, no pressure, just pure probabilities to make sure that you have an edge in the market. That's it. Do not let the charts control you. Please make a video about ORB. I'm making it next week. This week's video that will come out. You know. Can I take this setup one on 5 minutes because I already tested resistance? Let's have a look. Oh, that's not bad, that one. Yeah, that's not bad. This is not a setup 5, man. We just check. Do you have a 15-minute candle bullish close? If you do, then it's not bad. It's not bad position. Let's see. You do as well. Yeah, that's not bad. Just need break of highs, which is one of the rules, and then it should be okay. Especially after this bottom wick now. But if the 15-minute close is bearish, you have to see how it closes. It needs to close like a setup 3. What's ORB? It's a very popular strategy. It's called open range breakout. So you're marking an open range. You're marking the peripheries of that open range. And you're looking for a breakout. But many people don't know how to do it right. It's a very popular strategy online. People have sold and made a lot of It's mainly for indices, but a lot of people have made a lot of money off courses teaching the open range breakout. It basically guarantees a trade every day, but you're going to be a losing trader if you don't adjust things. So wait for the video, because you'll see when I make the video and you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, actually Harry's right. And it will be simple for you because you know my strategy. And it's so simple why ORB fails. Like, it's so simple why it fails, but so many people ignore it. They think it's like a hack in the market. Like, buy above the highs. It's basically, imagine you came to the market and you found a range, and today you said this. You said this today. I'm buying above here, selling below here. Long term, how accurate do you think that's going to be? Like, you know, some days it will work, some days it won't. I used to trade it, needs a lot of consistent tweaking and manipulated constantly, I found. Yeah, so there is a really good way to actually trade it, and it's super simple. It's based on, of course, setup 1, man. Setup 1 is the key. Of course it's manipulated, and the reason why it's very easy to why it's manipulated. So that's why I'm making a video. I get that question all the time because people think I'm trading open range breakouts, but I'm not trading open range breakouts. Mine is more advanced to that. Needs to watch the charts in these conditions and trade patience and get used to shitty charts. Yeah, but is it really shitty? It's Monday. First thing of the week. Start. Oh, one of those days again. Here we go. All right. It's a great way to start your Monday. You know, instead just be like, okay, whatever happens today, I'm going to take it. Nothing happens, I protected myself, you know. So you can't start your week like that, man. You're going to have a terrible week. Terrible week. You're just coming already. It's like you don't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, then you don't, because you have to want to be here, right? Now it might not be fun. Yep. Yeah. Oop. One of those days. Oop. One of those weeks. You're gonna just drive yourself nuts. Then before you know it, you make a mistake. Fuck. Here I go again, losing money as usual. It's like Then you just everything becomes negative. Everyone feels pressure. Everyone doesn't like how things work, and then it just becomes something really tough. Where imagine you leave that out. We talked exactly about this thing on yesterday's webinar. Yeah, Cam liked it. I think it makes a massive difference to trading environment. Massive difference. Because if you're trading in an environment that you're just following a plan and that you're like a robot, like what's the harm? If your job is to sell ice cream, but next door is doing really well selling pizzas, and then you're sitting there complaining, these pizzas are selling. I've sold ice cream for 10 years and I've done really well, but now pizzas are selling. And you switch to sell pizzas, and then everyone wants ice cream because they finished their pizza and now they want dessert, but too bad. Then you go back to ice cream. You know, it's like this is the same type of mindset mentalities that You just focus on your task. You focus on your task. Because I've proven this month. I literally proven this month that if I trade outside the plan, look what happens. Tell me one time I've traded outside the plan and won. I never win if I trade outside the plan. I've literally showed you this month. I took a purposely aggressive trade. I purposely took that live in front of you guys, lost my own money to prove that I don't win. But I can watch a lot of these trades play out, but when you do it, you don't win because it's just how probabilities work. Unless you're a lucky guy. I've seen people who are lucky guys, but I'm not relying on luck, I'm relying on strategy. The one on GJ, yeah, exactly. What's this? This is gold buy from down there. Where did you take that from? Let's see on gold. On 1 minute. When was this actually? Oh, you took it the impulsive way? This is right now or this is back here? Yeah, back there, yeah. The thing is, so far, I think you are more advanced because I don't wait for area confirmation if we break out of the area. That's why I can stay and live trade in front of people for over years. Many people don't because, yeah, you can have good runs and bad runs. But to stay consistent, you need very solid stuff like that because the time that changes, you get in a lot of trouble. And that's what I would hate to see. And I've seen it happen before. I've seen people who trade like you, man. And long term, man, they've like, if you guys, who remembers in the group we used to have, he passed multiple funding accounts and he bought himself a Tesla. Who remembers that? Did very well. Did very well for himself. And unfortunately, he lost everything. But he had, remember, he was very similar to this. He would do the more impulsive. He'd say, yeah, Harry, your analysis is always right, but I'm taking impulsive. Who remembers that? Like, he would just use my analysis. Like today, I talked about we should go up here, right? If we're closing above here, we should go up. So he'd use that to his advantage. And he did very well. But it's the core fundamentals that protect you long term. Like, yeah, he made 6 figures, but then he lost it all. Yeah, he would just use my analysis and trade based on the analysis. He'd also hedge if it went in drawdown and stuff like this. Not AD, bro. AD is chill, man. AD trades same as me. Just trades on indices. AD takes setup 1 and setup 3. Yep, that's a good shot. Break even at minute 15. AD takes a lot of trades. Yeah, because he's like, gets in and out very fast. He doesn't speak to me still. You should message him. Are we full bullish on wait, it just skipped. Nice top wick and maybe a sell. I mean, you do have a change of structure. We're not full bullish. We're mixed bias today. We're mixed bias. Is there a video where you have your setup explain new viewer? Yeah. It's based on breakouts. Yeah, sounds like price action though. Yeah, I'm not saying same. I'm saying price action though. It's not SMC. How much is Pip Labs per month? It is $20, $25. You have discount code? Yeah, you get like $2 discount. Test phase, yes, there is. You can try the demo version. You can try the demo version. That's a shame, man. I think maybe we're just ranging. USL was below the wick though, right? So you shouldn't be stopped out yet, right? Below the 15 wick. This 15 candle wick. Or you put it below this one. This is the reason GU is slow, man. This is why I don't like GU most of the time. Below 5-minute candle. How much was that? 8, 7 points? What are we here? 9 points? 5 points? Yeah. What makes you pick GU though? That's what I'm interested about. Gold would have come back to break even? Not yet. Let's see. Maybe it's coming close though. Stop loss 35. No, you got 1-to-1. Trading for last 1 year. Yeah, it's better when it breaks out, you know. It's different on broker. Interesting. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right. Wow, why is it so different? On broker, you would have only made how many pips here? 32, yeah, you're right. 32. I think if you close perfectly, you would have been able to get a 1-to-1 if you close perfectly. But this pullback can give opportunity though. SMC and PA is the same thing? No. Not at all, man. But SMC is part of PA. See how DAX is doing. You guys really wanted to sell? Following bullish momentum or momentum of the day has been good. You think you use smart money concepts over probability just because you technicalize it? Smart money concepts, it's all price action, but smart money concepts is overcomplication of price action. It makes no sense. Like they're just making a process overly complicated, but it's not the same because they're trying to draw liquidity that they can't prove. But yeah, I do agree with you, it's all price action. Yeah, it's just you said it's the same as one is simply minded and one isn't. It's not simply minded, but yeah, I get what you mean. You are correct. I misunderstood. My bad. Are you discretionary in terms of trading, or did I miss the answer to my question above in previous video? Not to be pushy, just repaste, man. Sometimes chat moves fast. I don't get to see it, brother. I don't get to see it. So I'm still looking for the buys above here. Have you heard a book about trading in the zone? Yeah, it's a very famous book, man. Very famous book. A lot of the concepts we speak about here, it's pretty simple concepts, but it's never a what do you call it, like a bad read, you know? You're not gonna lose anything for reading it. So yeah, it's a classic book. If you're like a complete beginner, I would definitely recommend. Also, bigger loser wins. I think you mean best loser wins. Or maybe I'm wrong. Yes. Is the auction market theory the core of price action? No, the core of price action is price movement through ranges to ranges. Many people think price moves as market structure, which is wrong. It actually has ranges and price moves through these ranges. Right? So there's all ranges and price wants to fill one range to another. What's some trading books you can recommend? Probably the two that they mentioned is the only ones. The rest I don't really rate. I think you get more, you don't get too much out of books. I have a 1 hour level on DAX. Did you see that? Let me double check, man. You might be right. I don't have 1 hour is super clean for me. I of course have a resistance here. I wonder, did this 5 close at this resistance for you guys? That's what would be interesting. Or it closed well below. I just don't like, after the 10 a.m. push, we have not seen recently it reverse that push, if you think about it. Or my time 10 a.m. push, so the Frankfurt Open push. Willing to find some figures to your best class strategy, win rate, risk to reward, and how long does the streaks take in current market conditions? Yeah, that's all public, man. You can check my journal. You can check from this year if you want to see this year's stats. For example, January. If we highlight January, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins, 8 wins, 8 wins and 2 losses. February was, let's see, February was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, 2 losses. March was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins, 2 losses, 1 small loss. So you can see that. All public journal, exclamation journal description. The ORB is not consistent. I prefer setup 1. Yeah, I'm making a video about it to tell you how to fix ORB, because there's some concepts that are okay from there, but I'm making that video to teach people how to fix that. That's the whole point of the video, is to teach people that it's not actually as good as people think. Let's see how the open does here, because if the open goes up first and then starts to flip, we will grab enough liquidity to maybe give the sells. So I'm interested to see that. Open is in 2 minutes. What time frame do I do mapping? I start from weekly actually, monthly even. But on a day-to-day basis, I start from daily. Good luck. Yeah, we'll see after the open. See what gold is trying to do now. Creating pullbacks. Maybe we get a setup back up towards the highs. Hi, would it be too crazy if I just master one setup and use it for all my trades? You could master setup one and use it for all your trades. Just sometimes there'll be ways where you can't get in, so it depends on your discipline. Oh, check this out, huh? Mr. Joe chilling, huh? In Magaluf, I think. Not in, I think he's down in Magaluf. Doesn't look like 5-star. Enjoy, brother, enjoy. Should I quit you and focus on gold, EU, and DAX? Yeah, it would be better, bro. It would be way better. Let's see the open here, guys. We might, I hope we get a liquidity grab down. I wonder if we didn't close above here. Okay, we're going down first. This is good. I wonder, I've seen this happen in the past where impulsively it breaks the high and goes. It's a setup on a 1 hour at the moment, but not on the 30 and not on the 15. So I need a 5 close. If we get a 5 close above here, I'm taking it. That is right, or maybe this is the pullback for the buys back up. Could work both ways. Or keep this in mind. Keep this in mind as well. What if this is going to be the start and that was the liquidity grab to break this lower range? Then we have better sells. It's pretty juicy below there, huh? So it's actually not that bad if we, as long as we get out of this range right now. Yeah, as that's what I was about to say. As long as we get out of this range, there's options, you know. So that's gonna be key. Let's see how gold did here, guys. So gold pulling back. So setup 2 on gold is an option. Setup 2 on gold. Need to try. Hopefully a setup comes in the next 15 minutes. Did it tap this? Not yet, but you know, it front runned it a bit. That's interesting. It's like my supply and demand traders. So imagine you're a supply and demand trader. Just missed your box. I mean, if you count it from the wick here, you would have to, I don't think that fills a limit order though. That happens sometimes with supply and demand. Is it misses your limit orders. Yeah, both ways. Both ways we have rejection now, though. I still see both directions making sense, as long as it kind of gets out this range. I think the range will eat up a lot of people right now. How much is a taxi in Germany? Say like a, I don't know, 7-kilometer drive, 5 to 7-kilometer drive. The question is it too expensive or are you just too poor? It's the mindset, man. 30 euros. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. I think in Dubai it would cost half that. But for a private taxi, you know, like an Uber, not like a public one. But here in Dubai, all the Ubers drive the same car. They all have, like, most Ubers here drive Tesla Model 3 or a Lexus. In Netherlands, you just use bike, man. What are you doing? Are you able to be patient and scalp less than 8 trades a month, yet here every day? How am I able to do that? Because it's what keeps me profitable. That's the motivation. If I wasn't being paid for doing that, then it would be very hard for me to do it long term, right? And everything, like if I don't do that, I just end up losing. So it's like a choice, you know? Do I use dynamic risk? No, I don't. Are you scared of City and Liverpool? Football doesn't scare me. $3 in India, but in India, if you order an Uber, in India, what car comes? Or does it come a rickshaw? Five-minute setup 5 on gold look decent. It looks decent, but when you start to look at higher time frame, it starts to look like you're ending up entering something that can fail. Because 1 hour is like looking very weak at the moment, full straight. 30-minute is looking just as bad. And then the 15-minute is looking worse, because now we've closed back outside of the range. So all this could do, which I've seen happen hundreds of times, is retest the highs and then fail. So you're actually better taking it above here, because that would be just another breakout. So I do expect it to test around the 15-minute high would make sense, which technically that would allow you to get to break even. How many pips is that? 15 pips. Stop loss here 28. Yeah, definitely enough for break even for sure. What is DAX doing? Ooh, DAX is making its way towards those lows. DAX sells could be. I think with this volume 1 minute structure, one more 1 minute structure, we could get away with it. But yes, would be great to have like one bullish 5 minute, then a close below. They come in a Swift, Drive, Wagon R. Oh, okay, so they come in cars. G-Wagon Suzuki. Is that what you call them there? Aren't they called a Jimny? No, they're bigger. They're bigger. I know the ones you're talking about. I know the ones you're talking about. This rejection is not bad because it can give us structure right now. 1 minute is doing that. 1 hour time frame close set up on what, but no other time frame has closed above. Yes, that's why we could still take the sells. If there were other time frames, it would make the sells a little bit less probabilities. What's the name of the car that you talked about in yesterday's webinar? G-Tour. I'll write it for you. Like that. Harry, what kind of people are called gypsies in the UK? They're like, I don't know if you've watched American movies. You have these like caravan parks and stuff in American movies, and you have these guys who... you know, live out, they're pretty rough, you know, and stuff like that. It's kind of like you could make it in that sense, you know. That's the closest thing you could probably explain it to. These are everywhere now? Yeah, they really are, man. We were talking about it in the web. They're very cheap, you know. Italy full of gypsy? Yes. Most European countries are full of gypsy. I got scammed by them. All right, so 5 minute rejected. We have 1 minute structure. The next 5 minute candle closing below can open the door to some opportunities. But also, you know, there's some buys as well. It's quite an interesting scenario here. Safety is #1 priority for me. What's that guy on YouTube that used to say that? What was his name? Crazy Russian Hacker, man. That's some childhood stuff. Holy shit, man. That brings back to some memories. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Man, if you think about old YouTube channels back in the day, that's nostalgic as hell, man. Let's see how gold did. See, gold is struggling at this 15-minute resistance. We have a 15 close in 3 minutes as well. 5 minutes seems choppy below that on DAX on 5 minute. Does it really? I don't think that's choppy for me. It's really clean on 5 minute, bro. That's choppy for you? Let me check broker. I haven't seen that. Clean on broker, bro, as well. Looks the same on my broker. Yeah, no, the clean zone looks exactly the same. I just have a gap here. See if it wants to close below. We potentially have two setups forming right now. We have gold trying to close above the highs now. 2 minutes for that gold setup to come through. And then we have DAX trying to close below the lows. Between the two, I kind of like DAX because DAX is pushed less, but actually not really as that much less, but there feels like more range on DAX. How's 1 minute structure forming? Yeah, we have some good 1 minute structure forming. Let's see. Less reliable, yeah, but we have this whole previous range, plus we have 1 minute structure form. 17 seconds for the candle to close. Hopefully last 10 seconds doesn't do some bullshit. That would just be disastrous. I would like to see a top wick on the next candle as well. And then I'll look for a sell potentially. How does that top wick? I'm gonna take a sell break of this low. Stop loss above the 5 minute candle. That's gonna be my plan. Nice top wick forming. Yeah, that's the plan. Let's see if we can flip. I like the top wick. That gives me confidence when there's a good top wick like that. If we were to flip, it would make sense to see some downside. SL above the 5. If this 5 closes below my yellow line here, not yellow, sorry, orange line, it would actually be a thunderstorm. I still find that valid. What time frame are you on? I'm on a 5-minute time frame right now, waiting for break of low to take a sell. We'll see if the break of low happens. This candle closes 1 minute 30 seconds, so it has to close below my orange line to keep my sell stop. That would be a thunderstorm. I don't mind that. We also have 15-minute close here. If it closes back above the orange line, it's kind of like a fake out. So I want to be more cautious about that. So I will either do two things. I will wait for the next 5 to close back below again, or I will wait and if I really see volume, because there is a setup still on 15, I will try see if there's like a 1 minute close below to give me an entry. But I'm really hoping for a thunderstorm here. It would just make things a lot easier. But otherwise, it's keeping us safe from all this drawdown if I was to enter any earlier. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna close below, but you never know on DAX. I'm telling you, last 20 seconds, you never know on DAX, really. Last 20 seconds, it could literally just dump and close below and we get a thunderstorm. But it's not looking likely, but it's keeping us safe. It's keeping us safe from this drawdown that we could have encountered. All right, so we close back in the range. I'm gonna delete my sell stop. I'm gonna look for a different way in. So now I'm trying to think, how am I gonna take a way in now? See, 1 minute higher lows here, so maybe a 1 minute close below here would work. My favorite way to get in right now, which I would love, is to see a 5-minute candle do this. This is what I exactly want to see now. This I'll have confidence in. No need to go aggressive. This would not be aggressive in my eyes, is if we had something like that. 5-minute candle close below like this. Next candle top wick, break the low, pretty much the same entry. Maybe we'll be slightly lower, but stop loss should be a little bit smaller. Should be the same, but just everything moved an octave lower. Yeah, we could even get a setup 3 on 15. Yes, that's possible. The only thing that I'm worried is, like, let's say in the next 3 minutes this shit starts moving, you know. So maybe an aggressive trade 1 minute as well. It's a tough one. It's a tough one with that 5 close back in the range. If it close out the range, it's very simple. Do Dixie and gold do the opposite or same? Most of the time they're kind of counter correlated, but most of the, like recently they've not, like they've moved together as well sometimes. So, you know, gold moved down, Dixie moved down, so you can't say that as well. The buys might play out. I quite like the buys back above this 15 here, or a change of structure. But this 15 is a big close, that it's closed below structure. It's first time we've broken this structure. So I really want to see a 15-minute candle close back in the range to confirm me that's a fake out. Then we can start to consider buys. Until then, we don't know. Gold setup 1, see what gold is doing. Did gold close above on 15? No, it failed to close above on 15. Failed to close above on 15, failed to close above on 5. So you'd have to impulsively take it, break off this high. I don't think stop loss is worth it if I'm being honest. If you look at stop loss here, it's around 44 pips. Your first TP here is only 19 pips, max TP is 50. So it literally has to go max TP, which it can, but without a close above, maybe it doesn't. One minute, I wonder if we get the close below here. So it has broken the low. I hope it doesn't dump last 40 seconds. Last 40 seconds, I hope we don't just free fall. But it is a possibility, right? But with 40 seconds left, I should wait. Could close back above. You don't know, right? Until it closes. So we avoid that confusion. See if we can get a top wick here. No top wick yet. Gap down for me. Top wick being made now. Yeah, see if I can get in re-break of the lows here. Re-break of the lows for a sell. All right, that triggered. In on re-break of the lows. Stop loss above the highs. We have no 1 minute structure, so that is a problem. Hard to manage this trade. If you're entered in drawdown with spread, then you can just close it. Gonna see what it does at my entry here. Creating some 1 minute structure now, exactly what I wanted to see. So if we break this 1 minute structure, I'll be able to manage my trade. Let's go, Dax. Come on, man. Do it for Harry. Let's go. This is S1? Yes. Right. Moving my stop loss to break even. I don't see a reason to lose this trade from here. Stops are at entry break even. I just want to show the original stop loss for people just joining. I like to show the original stop loss. Where is this zone here? Just marking on broker because it can be different sometimes. Want to make sure I have my zones accurate. Okay, so we did tap this 5 here on a broker. So this was a 5-minute resistance. Yeah, it was this old one here. That's what we're rejecting off right now, this whole old zone here. So let's just see how it copes in here. We have this 1-minute structure, so it just needs to make another lower high. That's what we need. Yeah, I was very close to TP again. Just a couple of points, man. About 8 points here, not much. So hopefully we just have a little bit of volume at least to get to here, you know. And if I see rejection from there, maybe I can manage. I mean, all month we've been coming short of TP, so we're due, man. We're due. We're due for a quick push. Come on, break this low, break this low. Ah, that zone is giving us headache, huh? We're just lacking volume these months, this month, man, to give full TP. So what can I do in a scenario like this? Would it be worth it to close half right now? That's my decision. If it breaks 1 minute structure, why not close half? Yes, that makes sense. Close half on 1 minute structure break, or close full. Because if it breaks 1 minute structure, it will go to entry most likely. Anyways, let's hope that this can break the low now and finally go. Come on, Dax. Do it for Harry. Let's go, brother. Come on. Give one last push, man. Quickly. Do it for Harry. Some volume, Dax. Come on. Oh. No volume. I know you want to do it, Dax. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Dax. Guys, put lobsters in the chat. We need lobster power. It all depends what happens at this resistance here. If it can't hold this resistance, then it's game over. This support is holding very strong here. When does this 5 close? 2 minutes. I'm moving my stop loss to above this high. Just to cover for this. If it breaks this high, I think it will come to entry. So I'm moving my stop loss to above this high. So I make something out of it. Because I'm scared it will slip. That's why I moved it above this high. I'm scared it will slip. Close. Can it flip? If it flips, we're good. There's the flip. Come on, Dax. Now's your liquidity. You have it now. Come on. No, it's respecting my box. Remove the box. Go, go, go. Remove the box. Shit. Respecting my box. Go. Go. Yeah, yeah. Now I remove the box. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Go, 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 go. Go, go. Go, Dax. Go. Go, Dax, go! Look at this thunderstorm. Break the low. Don't break the high. No way, man. No way. No bottom wick as well? Okay, I'm holding full break even then. Because there's no bottom wick here. I'm holding full break even. My broker doesn't have bottom wick. All right, out break even on that. Closed. That actually took me there. Yeah, it's unlucky, man. It's unlucky. Very close from TP. I don't see a reason to close early. P&L wise, I would have, if I closed half, I would have made 0.25. I don't think it's worth it for 0.25. 0.25, it's not worth it for me. It's just too little. Like, it doesn't make sense, 0.25. Either I close full here and make 0.4%, but what's the reason to close full? There was nothing really telling me to close full at that moment. So I don't think it would have been a smart idea. I think I would just bottle myself. And unless I could perfectly close at this peak, I think would have been worth it there. 0.8 here I would have maybe made. Otherwise, I don't see, maybe on the retest here, but this just looked like a lower high. Why should I close? So you can't really do anything much. It's been like this all month. We actually did a review of all our trades. Your entry is too late, bro. Yeah, your name is Flawless Trader, bro. So you never make any mistakes. My entry was very accurate. It was a good entry. That's why I had no drawdown. That's why I went straight into profit. It's just the stop loss that I had here did not give me. It was very close, and there was no signs that I should have taken less from this position. Maybe I could have put this stop loss, 30 points, still would have hit TP there. So that's my trade. Yeah, that's annoying though. I really wanted to close half. I was trying to find any way to close half. I have my stop at B. Yeah, if you're not out B, you're good. I'm just being honest. I got tapped break even there. I did honestly move it a bit in profit, which is kind of a little mistake, I think. But we'll see. It doesn't look good anyways to continue down. So if you made profit from that, congrats. Leave a like on the stream. I know a few people managed to get out in profit. And yeah. I know some people made some good money, so that's good. Well done. I'm 0.49% down this month. First time trading in these conditions, so I'm proud of myself for this. Yes, you should be. You should be proud. Good result. So yeah, seems like this area held price quite nicely. Held price quite nicely here. I thought we could have got a little bit deeper though. A little bit deeper would have been nice. Yeah, now it's making its retracement here. We need to... The problem is we haven't had enough pushes to calculate average session push to close early. 28, man. Man, that would have been nice. Ah, that's a shame. But I don't see any way to close half. So I'm happy with the decision. And yeah, appreciate you all showing up for stream. Have an amazing day. What about securing 25%? Bro, it's really not worth it. Like, if I secure 25%, I make 0.1%. If I want to call this a win and to look good on YouTube, I could have done that. You see how much profits I had. At one point I was up 800 bucks. It was enough to pay, but that's not the plan, because what was telling me to close? I'm not going to be scared of my own position. It's just been like that this month where we closed short. I would have won 4 trades, but they all came short, and some months are going to be like that. But if you start closing trades early, you're not going to be profitable long term, because you're going to lose bigger than you win. So every time you win, you're going to give back your win plus more. So it's really hard to be profitable, especially when the chart doesn't say anything for it to reverse right now. Like, literally there's nothing telling me at the time when I was holding the trade that this shit should reverse. So I'm happy to hold that type of trade. It makes total sense. 1 minute looked great. The minute it broke this structure didn't look good, but then we respected this. I was happy to hold again to give it a shot to break through. Made higher low here. There's really, out of a trader's perspective, there's no way I could have done it to get out the position and make nothing. It sucks, but hey, this is just how you have to trade, and it's just what this month has given us. So I don't think I would change much in this trade. Yeah, I don't think I'll do anything different here, man. So I'm overall happy. Appreciate you all. Have an amazing day, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right, peace. Much love, guys. Peace.